Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here today to share with you what I am going to bring with me on my move. Now, I have a very strict weight limit in my suitcase, as well as where I'm going. I have a very small place that I'll be crafting, which is basically going to be the dining room table. And so it's a little challenging. Obviously this is not my first move and this is only going to be for a couple months to visit my husband overseas, and so I want to bring some of my craft stuff, but I don't want to be overwhelmed with the weight and stuff like that. So the first thing that you want to do is get yourself one of these containers. These are the 12 by 12 scrapbook containers. They're 12 by 12 by, let's see, 12 by 12 by 3. Get them at Michael's, you know, wherever you get your your scrapbooking supplies from. Now, these do not fit your paper trimmers, so, but that's okay. Your paper trimmer and your scoreboard can go separately. They're flat. I wrap mine in towels when I put them in my suitcase. So that, and then also you have two towels that you know that you love, that you like, because sometimes when you go to different places, like if you're at a hotel, sometimes the towels are scratchy, you know, whatever. But so now you have two towels. So so I have my paper trimmer, my scoreboard. What other big item am I going to have? Typically I bring my sidekick, which is the Tim Holtz sidekick, which is here in the plates. So I bring the sidekick. Now this also is the same kit that I bring when I go to any like crop that I have to fly, because you know your suitcases, usually they're 50 pounds. You have a weight limit. Where I'm going it's only gonna be 40 pounds per suitcase, and you can only have two, so I only get 80 pounds, and I gotta have clothes and all that too. So typically when I'm flying to crops, I can have two 50-pound suitcases, so you get 100 pounds. So, you know, one is all your craft supplies and one is your clothes. So there you go. I also would bring my mini Empress, which she's packed up, so I can't show you that. It does, the mini Empress does require electricity, so if the venue has electricity, I'll bring it. If not, then not. I already had my Big Shot and a sidekick already sent over to, I'm just going to say my husband's house. It's easier to say that. I already sent it over to his house, and I have some cardstock that I already sent, because, you know, those are going to be your heavy items. But these are my items that I do not want to send. I want them to be in my suitcase with me. You can put them in your carry-on if you want to. You just have to put your scissors and your X-Acto knife into your checked luggage. I don't fool with carry-ons, to be honest, because I just want to sit on the plane and keep it moving. So I always put everything in my checked luggage. So there you go. I have these Crystal Light containers, which they are perfect. You can fit 2 bottles of glue. These are the 4-ounce bottles I got from Amazon. So you can fit those. You can fit 2 of the Art Glitter Glue 2-ounce bottles in there. So I'm going to bring these. I will also have my, I use Barely Arts glue now, but I will have my refill in my checked, I may mail, no, I'm not going to mail it. I'll have it in my checked bag, because I'm going to be over there a couple months, so I don't know if that's going to be, 2 4-ounces is going to be enough. I don't know. I have my favorite pencil, my favorite pen, and I have my stylus for my scoreboard. And then on the back, I have a pokey tool thing, and I have a couple of bone folders. So this is still packed up from when me and my mom went to Scrapbook Expo. So some of this stuff I may take out, I may add, but this is the gist. So I have my ATG tape dispenser there with the refills. And then I have, which I'm going to add a lot more of my score tape. I'm going to bring all of my score tape. So I'll have all that in there. And I probably won't have this bag. Let me take this out. And I have my 2 rulers, my 2 favorite rulers. a little grid sheet so I can stamp on and off. And then I have my favorite items that I use. I always bring extra like bags. So I have my two favorite pair of scissors. These are my Teflon and my regular Fiskars. And then I have my snips. I have some clear tape, my reverse tweezers, my magnets, my Wink of Stellas, my take your pick tool, that kind of stuff in there. I will also add my clear blocks, well, 2 clear blocks and an ink pad that I'm going to use. So what I have decided to do, since I am very limited on space and weight, and I'm also limited on how many packages I can mail. So we got a lot of limitations, right? So what I did is I went through and decided on what projects I'm going to do while I'm away. So for me personally, I'm going to do 2 Kathy Orta King projects, and so I know what paper I need, what paper collections I need, which I've already sent those, and that will tell me what ink I need. Okay, now I am going to bring maybe 2 or 3 ink pads with me. Actually, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is bring my whole ink colors, because I really love the ink colors from Stampin' Up. And it's not going to be too much. Let me pull this out so I can show you. I'm probably going to bring everything in this basket. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 ink pads, 5 ink pads. Where's my boho blue? Oh, so it's 5 ink pads, and I will bring the in color paper and the little dots, but my cardstock, I'm going to mail that because cardstock is quite heavy. So, and I'll probably bring the blends with it. So if I have like 1 or 2 stamp sets, they're super light. You can put that in there too. You know, you're good to go. So that's all I'm going to bring with me. No, I am going to bring you like your basic cardstock, like your white cardstock. Maybe, I don't know. But the easiest thing to do if you're going to have a tiny space is to pre-plan your projects. This is only if you're going on like vacation. Mine's technically a little vacation. And then when I permanently move again, closer to Christmas, I'll have all my stuff. But for those of you who are moving to maybe a smaller apartment for 6 months or whatever, the other advice I have for you is to get a big plastic bin. Not too big, but there are, Target has the Bright Room collection, and they do have this gorgeous square large bin with wheels, and I suggest you get that, and then you put your favorite stuff in it that you know you're going to fit, and you can also use that as a crafting surface. So you're going to want your stuff like your paper trimmer, your scoreboard, your craft envelopes. I have these. I have a ton of these. I'm gonna bring 2 of them, 3 of them with me. But if I was doing like the whole 6 months in a smaller apartment or something like that, I would bring all of these. I would bring all of my ink pads, my stamp sets, because they're in baskets. And so let me grab a basket so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have a basket full of my stamp sets. You can fit your the matching dies on the side right here. So now you just have this cute little basket of your stamp sets and your dies. We're space saving, right? And then you're going to want to bring your paper collections. Again, your paper collections can fit flat on the bottom. You know, depending on your space, you may want to have a file folder box full of your paper. Let me see if I can grab one. It might be too heavy. Okay, so my file folder box of paper was entirely too heavy, but I brought over the one that I used for my padded envelopes. So this is just your regular file box that will fit your 12 by 12 papers. Actually, I think this one only fit your 8.5 by 11 papers, but it's just your file box where you put like your hanging files and your manila folders in. I know this kind of, you can't really see it. I know it's awkward, but it's the best I can do. So you may want to bring, you know, one of those. And obviously this is if you're driving or you have like a pod or something, because it's going to be super heavy. This is not stuff you're going to mail. This is, you know, you put in the U-Haul truck. So bring, you know, one of those to your paper collections. You are going to have to sacrifice when you go to a smaller space, right? So if you have your cutting machine, like your Cameo, your Cricut, whatever, obviously you're going to want to bring those. I have a portrait at David's house. I bought one and had it mailed to David. So the portrait is smaller than the Cameo. The portrait is only 8 inches, so it's this big here. Where the Cameo is, I have a bigger, I think it's like 16 inches, something like that. So it's super wide, but the portrait is small enough. Cricut has the Cricut Joy that you have small, and so you can bring that with you on your vacation. And then if you are moving, you know, you can bring your bigger machines. Organization is going to be your best bet. Like I said, Target Bright Room collection has super cheap plastic bins. You want to get your carts from Michael's or IKEA. Those are going to be your best friends because you can slide those onto, you know, into any corner behind the doors. So I have 2 carts, 2 3-tiered carts, and then I have like one that's like shelves on wheels. So that's perfect for a small space. And that's all you need, because all this extra stuff, we like it, but we don't need it. You know, if you're going on vacation, you're not going to bring your full, you know, your full this. I'm not going to bring this. It has everything in it. All of my pens and whatnot. You know, I'm just not, I don't have room. My Nuvo drops, I can deal without. Maybe I'll bring 1 or 2. But I'm not going to bring all of them just because, you know, I need to keep the weight down. I need to keep the space down. And my pre-planned projects do not call for Nuvo drops, and so I will probably just leave those behind. But if you're traveling, you'll take your container. These are from Target too. Here's the bottom part is a drawer. This is where I house a lot of my fun pens. And then this goes on top. So what I would do is just take everything from the top and just, if I had room, put it in the bottom or put it in another like Ziploc bag or something, and bring this with me. So yeah. All of my blends, I love coloring now, but I don't have room for my blends box. If you are moving, get this box right here. This came from Michael's. It fits a ton of blends, any of your markers. It fits them in there nicely. So now you know, this is a small little space. This is roughly 6 by 9.5, a little less. So you have the small space. This will fit nicely in your tiered cart or on your tiered shelf. So on my tiered shelf, I would put my Cameo, my laminator, my switch. Those are all things that need electricity. I would put them on the cart. The cart has wheels, so I can wheel it around to where I need it. So you do that. And then you just kind of think about what else you may need. Like, I have my dimensions and my tape that I use for every single project in this little Dollar Tree bin. So I would put this stuff in a Ziploc bag and bring this bin. That's pretty much what you're going to be deciding on, is like, what do I use the most? I'm not going to bring any of my punches except for my corner rounder. I'm going to bring these. My corner rounder, my chomper thing, and that's it. because they're heavy. And again, I have to worry about weight, space, and mailing packages. Like I can't do too many. So I'll bring these two like that. And then again, my pre-planned projects do not require any of my punches. And so that's not a problem. Now, if I'm moving and I'm short on space, I'm not bringing all my punches because let's face it, we don't use them. So why can't I close my drawers? What the heck? All right, I'll figure that out later. We don't use all of our punches. And so I'm going to bring the 2 or 3 that I use all the time, which I literally use 3 of them. The other ones I use occasionally. If I have stamp sets to match, I will probably bring those punches, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to bring, you don't bring everything. You have, when you're moving to a smaller space, you have to sacrifice. And we just don't need all of the stuff that we have. We want it. Absolutely. We want it. We just don't need it. I will bring like little stuff like this, my Stampin' Spots. I'm not going to bring my ink pads on vacation because that's just more room. But my little spots, there's enough colors in here to get me by. But again, my pre-planned projects don't require ink. So not going to do that. I'm not going to actually, I'm lying to you. I am going to bring this, and I'm bringing the in color stamp pads. Just in case my pre-planned projects take a lot less time than what I'm thinking, I will still have something to do without buying more. The whole goal is not to buy anything else. My tape runners, obviously I'll bring a few of those. But yeah, you know, I'm not going to bring things like my whole pack of rings. I'm not going to need them. Now, if my pre-planned projects needed it, I would bring it. If I was moving to the small space, I would bring these because they are small. So you can do that. But you just got to kind of go through your items and say, okay, have I used this in the last month? You would be surprised of how many things that we have that we don't use. You know, and then we have all the fun little, like, we have the fun little trays that this holds my glues and all this stuff. And then I have my fun little shopping basket because it was super cute and it was fun. And it just holds junk that I don't use, that just displayed on my desk. Actually, these Tic Tac containers are holding my needles for my glue. But like, you know, I'm not going to bring this because I don't need it. I just really wanted it. I have a ton of stuff on my desk over here that just like, you know, you really don't need. I might bring this container on vacation with me because I can easily take everything off this and put it in a Ziploc bag. And this is super lightweight. So I probably will bring this because I do want my glossy accents and I want my 3D Galaxy. And like this is, I reach for my glue in here, and then it has like my shaker stuff little thing, and you know, it has various things that I use almost every project. So this I'm going to bring on vacation. This I would bring to move as well. Very lightweight things. Your gems. My pre-planned projects do not call for gems, but I will probably bring just a basic jewel and then the in color jewel for the projects that I'm going to bring. I'm not bringing all this on vacation. Okay, I don't have room. But if I'm moving, this is all I'm bringing. I'm going to donate all the other bling and stuff that we know that we have not used, which I've already done. I had a massive container of bling, and I don't use it. I barely use bling on my projects, so all of that got donated. Okay, so if you're moving, donate it. Again, I have my other bling. I brought it down to this little basket here. Okay, so condense. If you have not used it within the last month, you don't need it. Now we're not, you see I'm not even mentioning the stuff that we haven't used in years. That stuff needs to go. sorry, don't even look at it. Oh, look, a little bumblebee. If you haven't used something within the last month, obviously you don't need it. So it is a very hard transition. It is a very hard transition. I'm not going to lie, because I've done this so many times, and we do accumulate a lot of stuff that we don't need. Whoa, that we don't need. So I used to do, okay, if I haven't used it in 5 years, get rid of it. Obviously I donate a lot of my stuff to various places. A lot of stuff is trash, guys. Let's have a heart to heart right now. All of your little scraps and stuff, put them in the recycle bin. We don't need them. I don't have an example for you because I put them in the bin. But like, this is all I have. Like, these are scraps, which are card bases. I only allow myself one sandwich size Ziploc bag of random stuff. Once this is full, that's it. I give myself one sandwich size Ziploc bag, okay, of random stuff. Because if not, then we just keep all of it. And then I have, these are random scraps. This is all I have. A gallon size Ziploc bag. Random scraps. And you see they're big pieces. Okay. Anything else, actually this should have been thrown away right here, this little piece. But this was the scraps I was working on a project. Normally what I do when I'm done with a project, I put the scraps inside of this bag, and then I put them in their color family bags, but those ones I haven't done. And then I have some chipboard in there. So this is all I have. One 12 by 12 envelope, because everything else you need to just put it in the recycle bin. Just recycle it. Let's not play around anymore. I do have my, let me see which one has some scraps. This one. So I do have my paper in these envelopes for right now, because I don't have my paper racks. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay. And I do put some scraps in the bottom of these, but I don't go crazy. I keep little scraps in case I need like little leaves or stems, but it's not a lot. You will not see me with a lot of scraps anymore, because it's time. We're not going to use those tiny little scraps, okay? We may use one or two, but not the whole bag that we normally have. Okay, so that's just my recommendation. Clear it out. You're going to feel so much better. First, you're going to have a lot of anxiety. I'm not going to lie, because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm getting rid of all my stuff. But when you do that purge, you're going to feel so good. Like, and then, you know, keep yourself accountable. Like, this is it. Like I said, one sandwich size Ziploc bag of random stuff. This stuff has been here since 2021. It's now 2023. I didn't use it last Christmas, and I'm probably not going to use it this Christmas. If I don't use it this Christmas, I'm going to go ahead and put these in a recycle bin. You know, let's stop being paper hoarders. What else would I bring? Yeah, all of my paper right now are in the file folder containers. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 file folder boxes full of paper. If I was moving to a small space, I would condense it down to 2. Donate, whatever you have to do. Actually use the paper, give it away. All of my paper collections are current. The oldest one is 2 years old. So yeah, I need to stop buying paper. But, you know, and again, if you do bring all 4 of those with you, you can stack them. And so, you know, go up, stack up. So you can have more room if you're stacking up. Floating shelves are amazing for small spaces. And then, like, if you're using these, make sure you can put the lids on these. I call everything Tupperwares. on the Tupperware bins, put the lid on it, stack it up, and you can put a tablecloth on it and use it for something different. I had to do that when we lived in Virginia because my craft room was actually Lisa's room. You know, we only got her in the summers, and so I didn't want her to feel like, you know, that wasn't her space. And so when she wasn't there, I got to use her room and I put my desk in there. But when she was there, I wanted to make sure that it was just her space. And so all of my craft stuff went into the Tupperware bins, and I actually made the table out of them. So she had extra space to, she paints, and so she would paint, and, you know, everything was in Tupperware, so it was safe. And then my desk, she used that to paint as well. So it's a great space saver. Share your spare bedroom with yourself. You know, your desk may have to be a nightstand slash, you know, whatever when guests come over. But yeah, you know, do what you got to do. What else would I bring? I mean, that's really it. I have a box of envelopes, so I'd bring that. It's like a shoebox size. It's not that big. Yeah, I would say, you know, condense yourself down. You know, measure, if you know the measurement of the space you're going into, you can kind of measure like, okay, I'm going to have a space which is 3 feet by 5 feet. Then you can know how many bins that you can stack up to fit in that little space. And then you just, you know, whatever you fit in those bins, that's all you bring. Everything else, donate. Don't even put it in your storage. Just donate it. Just get rid of it. I do a lot of amazing things I think are amazing, and I don't have a lot of tools, just because I'm a lazy crafter. So I don't need all these extra tools and whatnot. So, you know, all that stuff got donated. We always want the latest and greatest, but sometimes the latest and greatest are too much. So anyway, that's my advice. Yeah, if you have any questions, you know, reach out. I am an expert mover. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.